Blazing Defender Report with your host, Travis Jones. We're live. I was trying to scale it back and I just ended up cutting it off. What's up, guys? Happy Sunday to you. Thank you for joining us for the Mando Monologues. I have the scum and villainy crew with me. I have TV's Casey and Dennis Robinson from Botch, the D&D podcast. What's going on, guys?
Heyo.
What's cooking, Travis?
Not a lot. Guys, I wish you could have seen. I should have hit the live button and started recording. Watching Casey. Casey, what were you eating?
My girlfriend made me skirt steak for dinner.
Dude, it must have been the best skirt steak of all time. Like, he had the bowl up, like, slurping it and, like, banging the fork. Dude, it was
I was just shoveling it in.
Dude, it was awesome.
He's trying his hardest.
He was. He really was. I'm like, Casey, you ready? And he's like, oh, hold on. But no.
What you didn't see is that off camera right now, she just gave me the rest of the meat that she was saving for lunches. She's just like, you know what? You're obviously enjoying it. Just eat the rest.
Oh, trust me. He was enjoying it all right.
Oh, Jesus.
He loves him some meat. Hey, guys, welcome to the show. We are going to talk about Chapter 6 of The Mandalorian. Hopefully you've already seen it because we're going to spoil the shit out of it. A pretty action-packed episode. Right, guys?
Travis?
I'd say.
Do you know what the only thing I like more than meat is?
The Mandalorian?
A motherfucking heist episode.
Yes.
It's
It was
a heist
almost
of
like
Prison
a train.
Break.
Didn't you say you wanted a train?
I was so close. I wanted that train. This is probably the best I'm gonna get. A heist turned Prison Break.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
You know what I kind of got out of this episode? Definitely the Prison Break aspect, of course. It really kind of had a horror vibe to me.
At the end, yeah.
Well, like when Mando finally starts to like go after the crew, right?
Oh, the flashing light scene, definitely.
Dude, when it went
that was
red?
really cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's our follow.
Oh,
Yeah. And that was your nephew?
I believe so.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, brother. He should get in the chat. I don't know why he's not in the chat. Tell him to get in the chat. But yeah, when it went red and I was like, ooh, it was kind of like a real horror vibe. And then with the strobe light in the back when he's coming up behind Bill Burr's character, Mayfield, I think was his name.
yeah.
I got like a horror vibe from it. I thought it was really, really cool. It's like the Mandalorian was like Michael or, Jason Voorhees or, you know what I mean? Like he was the murderer hunting them down. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because, they always underestimate him. Like, that's every time. Because they're always like, oh, I hear all these stories about how good the Mandalorian is, whatever. And then there's the scene where he fucks up those robots. I'm like, okay, he's pretty dangerous. But then
they sit back and let it happen.
Yeah. Then he starts to take them out, and they're like, ah, shit.
I'm pretty sure the Twilight or the Twi'lek or whatever, which was, I didn't know this. I knew that voice.
You didn't know that was the chick from Game of Thrones?
Did not Osha or Asha?
I knew it from the face. I knew from the face, not the voice.
Could not.
No, you didn't get it from the hissing noises.
There you go.
That was half of her dialogue.
I didn't. Yeah, I was like, who the fuck is that? It was driving me nuts.
I don't remember Twi'leks having fangs, but whatever.
Yeah. You know what? I think
know.
Jabba's guy has got it.
Did they? I don't remember.
I think he's got fangs. I could be wrong.
Because they both had them, the brother and the sister. So I was like,
you know what? It could be cosmetic dentistry because they're both in a pretty nefarious profession.
Could be that too.
Yeah.
And she's just trying to look more intimidating, I guess, because she's obviously fucking nuts.
She loves knives and she loves hissing at people.
For some reason, I was really attracted to her. I was like, oh,
Of course
no, it's
you
probably
were.
because she's crazy.
No doubt
I have a
at
type.
all.
I was like,
not
she would
shocking.
be. I think she'd be perfect for me. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of guest stars in this episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we finally got your Bill
Somebody-
Burr appearance. I know
Yes.
you guys were talking about that.
Notorious hater of Star Wars.
Bill Burr.
Oh yeah,
I
big
did
time.
not know that.
Yeah,
He had some really great
He-
scenes in this episode. I thought.
Why-
Too.
why
he's
does he
got a
hate Star
lot.
Wars?
He's got a lot of solid bits about Star Wars in his stand up, but I
Good.
think they kind of let him cut loose when they're like, what are you a gungan under that helmet? Miso want to no show my face? And I'm like,
yeah.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, there was also the part where he's talking to Baby Yoda about pets, and I was like, I don't know if this is a character bit. I think Bill Burr's actually talking because he talks about this all the time about how he doesn't have the patience for pets. I
Yeah.
was like, it's a little
Yeah.
too real.
I've never seen his stand up, had no idea who he was.
Oh, you'd like him.
Yeah.
He's very up your alley.
Okay.
He's a guy who's just fucking done with everything.
Oh, no shit. Yeah, I would like him then.
Yeah.
Little 94 is my nephew, and he says, sounds about right that you're attracted to her. Yeah, I know. I have a type. It's fine. I've accepted it.
Yeah, that's
whatever.
funny. Yeah, and then we
also got
we had
Clancy Brown.
yeah,
the
Clancy
Kurgan.
Brown.
That was
Mr.
something I
Krabs.
remember. I was
Yeah.
like,
And
why?
Savage Opress.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. He
I
the
forgot
voice,
about that.
right? Yeah, he was
Yeah.
the voice.
I know.
Yeah.
Who was
Yeah.
he the voice for in the?
Was Rebels or Clone Wars?
Clone Wars.
In
No, I
Clone
mean,
Wars, he
in-
was
in the episode,
Darth
who
Maul's
was he?
brother.
No, I know who Savage Press is. I'm asking who in the episode was he playing?
He's the
The
Deveronian.
The Deveronian.
The devil guy.
The
big devil.
I,
man.
I thought that was Clancy Brown. Oh, you're saying it's the same
That
guy
is-
for all of it? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Sorry, I was confused.
Yeah.
Come
The
on, Tomato, ketchup.
The IT guy, or the guy from IT Crowd, was the robot in this episode.
Yes.
Because I was like, oh, it's him.
I
I don't know
kind
his
of
name.
wish.
I love him.
I kind of wish he had the little cut out of his
That'd be
helmet. or
funny.
Oh,
something.
that would have been
Be
fucking
funny.
hilarious. Yeah.
so
was a-
many good people in this.
Somebody was telling me that the guy who played Anakin was in this episode,
Yes.
but I don't know if they meant live action or
Yeah,
cartoon Anakin. Or
Cartoon.
what.
Clone Wars
Or
Anakin.
Clone Wars
Okay.
Anakin.
That's what I figured because I was like,
he's the security guy
Yeah.
okay,
who gets
Okay.
a knife to the belly.
okay.
Yeah.
Because I was saying, I
Yeah.
was like, it can't be the original Anakin because that
And
guy's
then-
got to be dead by now.
And then you had the three producers, and Phil Filoni was one of they were the X-Wing pilots at the
Oh,
end.
that's cool.
And the guy who gives him the job is Bobby from Sons of Anarchy.
Mhm.
And he was in the Dark Knight series.
Yes, he was Bullock.
That's true
right?
too.
Yep, he was Bullock.
Yeah.
Yeah. Swear to me. I was like,
That's like everybody in this episode is something.
yeah.
Yeah.
No nobodies, just somebody's.
Well, I
They
mean,
saved
that's-
up their entire budget for the casting of this episode.
Well, we've had. I mean, there's been some. Well, with Carano and Maywin or whatever her name was from Shield. I mean, we've
Milan.
had some guest stars. I mean, I guess that's why we get 30 to 20-minute episodes, is because they have the budget for all their.
Well, this
Big
one was
episode.
43 minutes.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah.
Big dick swinging in this episode.
Yeah, I remember pausing it for something, and how it shows the time, and I was like,
Yeah, me too.
"Oh,
I did the same
shit."
thing
Because
because I think we were at about 30 minutes out of 43, and I was like, "Is this like where are we in this episode? How much time
Yeah.
is left?" Because it's that show is so hard to gauge what time you're at because it just goes by so quickly that you're like, well, it could have been 10 minutes, it could have been 45 minutes. I have no idea. Yeah, that show's really good at that.
Yeah,
not having a
Christopher
sense of time.
Yost did write this show. Jason in the chat is talking about Christopher Yost. I was going to bring that up. I actually haven't.
He writes a lot of things.
Yeah,
Why
well,
should we be so surprised? He's got his
not-
hands in the Star Wars
This
pie.
isn't the only episode that he's written. He's written several of these episodes. I want to say this is maybe the third or maybe fourth episode that he's wrote. So Yost has been. I'm really kind of surprised we haven't brought up Yost.
Who's Christopher Yost? The name doesn't. ring
He's a
bell.
comic book writer. Some of the stuff he's done outside of there, because I mean the biggest things I know him from are doing a bunch of the X-23 stuff when she first
Exactly.
entered comics. He did that really great run on New X-Men. He did X-Force the first time that like it was the Wolverine Black Ops kind of group.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure he also wrote Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
And he wrote the really great Avengers cartoon from a couple years ago, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. That was like, I think he was the showrunner for that.
Yes, that was the cartoon. I was just I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, God damn, I know he did a fucking cartoon that I really liked.
Yeah.
It was the Avengers. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I like Yost. I like a lot of stuff that he does. He's a good comic book writer. He hasn't really written anything that's blown me away. But he's like, everything's good. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I don't think he's ever written anything where I was like, oh, this is garbage. You know what I mean? I think he's pretty fucking solid. Obviously, now that he's, doing a lot of Hollywood stuff, I think, his talent's just kind of showing through.
He's graduated.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he's graduated from fucking little picture books, and now he's doing like big shit.
Yeah.
But aside from like the great action that we got in this scene, especially got to see how badass Mando was, right?
Oh yeah.
You really got a lot of backstory on Mando here. Like apparently something had. You guys, you tell me if you agree. Like as the bounty hunters are talking about him, especially like Bobby and I think her name was Xena, the Twi'lek.
Xi'an.
What is it? Xi'an. The way they were talking about him, he was a pretty violent fucking dude.
Yeah.
Like, back in his day, right? And now
one guy, what did he say? He's like, why'd you say you wanted to come on these jobs? Target practice.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And now he's in he was in a guild.
Mm-hmm.
He's got this code, which, he was probably always adherent to the Mandalorian code, but he didn't want to shoot the Imperial officer. He's like, I thought there was just droids on this. That
was a rebel officer.
Yeah, but he still didn't want to kill him. There was going to be no
Imperial
killing.
officer. He probably would have killed.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's obviously something has happened in between the time that he got in the guild and he was running with this group that changed him. So I feel like there's another season of stories there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't really delve too much into any backstory. Like the only thing we've gotten so far is a couple flashbacks of like him running away from droids as like a child, but we don't really see, and it only ever happens when he's having armor made.
Yeah, but I mean, we know his family was killed probably during the Clone Wars, or it's probably during the Purge.
Yeah, that's about it. We don't really know a ton else. He was by the Mandalorians. He was a foundling. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
We assume he does not take the helmet off during sex.
Yep.
At least that's my takeaway from this episode.
Totally naked, just the helmet.
Just the helmet. This is the way.
Awesome.
Do you have protection? I do.
Yeah.
Can't take a blaster bolt.
I'm wearing my armor.
That's right.
Yeah.
Beskar condoms.
That's it.
Ugh.
I know, right?
That'd be rough.
Safe from blaster bolts at any distance.
It's ribbed for no one's pleasure.
Well, and Jason says, and we know he hates droids. We only know he hates droids. I have spoken. Yeah, I mean, we know he hates droids because his family was killed by droids.
Can I admit something that's going to make me look even dumber than I almost always
do?
Yes.
Yes, please.
I totally forgot because like during the episode, they're like, he really hates droids. It's like, why does he hate droids again? I was like,
oh my God.
Why does he hate droids? And then like at the end of the episode, I was like, oh, that's right. They murdered his whole family.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that
totally forgot
thing.
that main thing.
Damn it.
Whoops.
Debo is curious on why Mando doesn't have a jetpack. And I'll be honest, I kind of am too, because I feel like all the other ones do.
He's got to rank up,
Did they all have them though, or was it just him?
Well, no, the one does. Django had one. Boba had one.
Actually, I'm pretty sure everybody from his clan has one because they all flew in over the arch, right?
Exactly.
I guess
you didn't see any of them. You didn't see any of them running up.
Yeah, I guess none of them did run in. So yeah, he is the only one without a jetpack. Maybe that's probably budget reasons.
And then he asked, then he makes a comment, man, I gotta get one of them. Like, yeah, motherfucker. I mean, all your boys are running with them. I mean, you would think you would have one. Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question. Hey, maybe there's a story to that. I don't know.
Well, there was a lot in that little tiny short conversation in the hull of the ship where, they're talking about that previous mission where I know you liked it and all that stuff. But he also says like, oh, I hear Mandalorians. Yeah, I hear Mandalorians are supposed to be the best warriors in the universe. Well, why'd they all get wiped out and all that stuff? And it's just fun little nods to previous things that, fans might know about that other people might not.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's obviously talking about the Purge.
Yeah, there was a lot of meat in that tiny little conversation.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like a lot.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think they insinuated that there was another life that Mando had. Like, maybe he was just, young, cocky Mandalorian going around fucking shooting people and asking questions later. But there was obviously an event that gave him this code that he has now, right? Like, not necessarily like the Mandalorian code, but like a, like I'm not just going to fucking murk people for the sake of murking them like I used to.
Yeah.
And we see that at the end when he would have been well within his rights to have smoked his old crew, and he just locked them up.
Unabridged murking rights.
Yeah.
Although I did have the argument with my nephew today as to whether or not he inadvertently or I guess sort of vicariously murdered the entire space station. I was like, well, you don't see the space station explode, so that doesn't necessarily mean they're all dead. Because it doesn't really make sense for the X-Wing pilots to just take out, there's that tracking beacon, better blow it all up.
Yep.
It's like, I think they were more disarming them and then going to go in and sort of
they blew up a whole chunk of it right after they blew up Bobby and his ship.
Yeah. So I don't
know.
Also weird that they would shoot at a distress beacon.
Nehru says his hate
that's weird.
of little droids is a little droidist. You can't judge an entire people by the actions of a few. That goes along with your Plantis. Was it Plantist? Plantiest?
Speciesist.
Speciesist. Yeah, Dennis's word he made up last episode.
No, I said planetist.
Planetist. That was it.
Planetist.
Yeah.
Planetist.
Because I think all of their planets look the same. All their desert planets.
They're all dusty.
Yeah.
They've all got a bunch of sand. I'm waiting to see Hawaii in Star Wars. Like, where's the fucking, like, sweet-ass tropical place? I guess the one Luke was on.
Octo,
yeah. Octo was pretty. I don't know.
Yeah, you live on a deserted island.
Rock island?
You got a bunch of nuns just tending to your every need.
And that's
the
what
island
Hawaii
is
is.
So dangerous that they almost all died on that island because the stairs are way too damn steep.
Free milk.
That one. Beautiful place. Love it. Great vacation.
Love it.
I'm just catching up with the chat.
Okay.
So at the end of the episode, like, I mean, I guess he's got money now, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to gauge what's the worth of the money in this show, though,
know.
because like he always gets the tiniest little sack of money.
I know. He threw that little sack to him. I'm like,
nothing. I was like, okay, I
that?
guess that's a lot of money. I don't know.
There's like 20 Chuck E. Cheese tokens in that motherfucker,
right.
man. That ain't no money.
It's like, come on, baby Yoda, I'll buy you a bone broth and 10 arcade games.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh,
no skee ball though. We're
the whole
not allowed to play the ones that give tickets.
What about the whole Home Alone scene with Baby Yoda and Q9? That was pretty cool. Where Baby Yoda was hiding from him.
Yeah, it just keeps popping in and out of places. Although at the end, when the door slides open and I was hoping he was actually going to just force crush the entire droid because it would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, hey, he was getting ready to throw down on him. He went like this.
Something.
I was like, oh shit, here we go again. And then, of course, Mando comes in and fucks it all up.
And then Yoda's like, huh? Like looking at his hands like, how did I do that?
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, that was pretty cool. But, I mean, so, Dennis, you were saying that you've seen, a TV spot for the next episode.
Yeah, we were watching the really shitty Cowboys game today, and there was a TV spot. I didn't catch the whole TV spot, but I caught the end of it where it was Gina Carano, and she's looking a little frantic, and she goes, who are you looking for? And then it's the IG droid from the first episode that says The Mandalorian. And that's it. That's all I saw of it. I was like, oh.
So you're saying Gina's coming back.
So you're saying
Taika's coming back.
And Taika Waititi.
Now he's doing the. He's IG-11.
He's directing. He's
Well-
IG-11, and he's directing the last episode, right?
The last episode, not
Last
this
episode.
next one that we're about
Yeah,
to see, but he's
yeah.
directing.
Very
the last
nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, there was the fan theory has been that IG-11 would come back because Taika was directing the finale.
Plus, it's just a droid. You shoot it in the head, you just put it back together. It's whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't ever really get that he was dead. I mean, he's just out of commission. I mean, they'll bring him back, right? I mean,
Yeah.
There, Jason says, "Wait, there's a non-shitty Cowboys game."
When they lose, those are my
those
favorite.
those
ones.
are good ones. Yeah, those are. Good
I enjoy
ones.
when they lose. The last two have been great.
So what did you guys take away from the episode?
I just loved all the little character moments, like when Bill Burr's first introduced, and they were like, "Oh, he was an Imperial marksman," and then Mandalorian's like, "Oh, he's a fucking stormtrooper." He's like, "I was not a fucking stormtrooper."
Well, he says he's the best. Well, he says he's the best gunslinger I've seen, or something like that.
Sharpshooter,
Something like
I
that,
think.
yeah.
And he
Golden
goes,
sharpshooter.
"That's not saying a lot." He's like, "I wasn't a
Yeah.
stormtrooper. God damn it!"
Stormtrooper, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, and like the first interaction with the Twi'lek was cool, and Clancy Brown being Clancy Brown, because that's kind of a Clancy Brown kind of character. Even the flamethrower
Nice.
didn't do anything to the Devil Man, so
Yeah, very cool.
yeah, there were just lots of neat little scenes throughout it. I mean, you kind of got the impression the whole way through that they were gonna stab him in the back, just because it's just a group of scummy people, and
Yeah.
they were constantly being pissy with him, like, "Hey, let's take off your helmet, Mando. Let's see those eyes," that sort of thing, and messing with Baby Yoda. Yeah,
My favorite bit was when they were in the little Mexican standoff, and you have this like Reservoir Dogs moment where Bill Burr's just like, "Don't you fucking point it at me, Mando!"
yeah.
And I'm like, somebody's getting shot right now, and nobody did, which was
Yeah.
amazing.
Someone got
Yeah.
stabbed.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I mean, my favorite scene was when Mando, they're all like, the battle droids have came in, they've got him boxed in. They're like, what's he gonna do? Where's he at? He's like, God damn it, I knew it. And then Mando comes from behind,
And you get his little jingle,
yeah, he just lays waste to those droids,
Yeah.
and they were all like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. Fucking,
Better clean up your mess.
Awesome. Yeah,
give him the locker room shoulder bump.
Yeah.
because
Then when he gets stuck in the cell, he like snags that droid, pulls him in, and just rips his arm off and does that whole thing. Like, yeah, no, Mando's he's awesome.
Yeah, well, I feel like, see, he's badass, right? But
Sure.
I really haven't gotten that. And what I mean by that is he has been bailed out every episode. He was bailed out by the Mandalorians. He was bailed out by Gina. It's like, yeah, Mando's great, but if he don't have a supporting character, he was bailed out by Baby Yoda with the Mudhorn.
Listen, he just gets in over his head a couple of times. It's not a
Every
big deal.
episode, though. This
for
was
the
the first
business.
episode where we got to see, like,
Well,
Mando
last
don't
episode
really
he didn't
need
get bailed
anybody
out.
else. He's pretty fucking self-proficient, in most situations.
Well, last episode he didn't get bailed out by anybody really.
Which one was that again?
That was
It was him and the
it was him and the douchey kid, and he like tricked him with a flare and then shot him in the chest.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
but
I guess
he
you could say
needed
he
the
was helped by
kid
the.
to get
No,
to
he
me.
didn't. He didn't need the kid. The kid refused to let him go without him, because he was just going
Well-
to do it himself. But the kid refused to let him. He's like, "I got it up here in my head." He's
Yeah,
like, "All
that's
right,
true.
fine."
Yeah, it's a good thing though, because if they weren't running those two speeder bikes at her with flashing, alternating flashbangs, she might have marked them both. I don't know, but
Maybe, or he just would have had enough flares to do it himself, because he was just using the kid as a distraction, anyways.
the kid's the one that got the drop on her.
I know, but
And
then when Mando showed up,
he-
he's like, "Thanks for distracting her."
Disoriented her enough to where Mando could come in at
Yeah.
the end. So I don't know, man. I don't know if he could have took her. That's
Maybe.
what I'm saying.
I think he would have handled that situation differently if
he
didn't
would have
have
had
the
to
Super Bowl.
have.
Yeah,
he had
yeah.
no fucking help. He's had
He
help
just did it.
every
He just
episode.
did it that way because he had somebody else there.
I can't
well,
believe you're singing this guy's praises every week, and you're like, total fraud, fake,
Total
fake
total
space
fucking
news.
poser. This Mando bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck him. Yeah, no. I mean, he's badass. I'm just saying. Gina fought him to a standstill,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying I needed this episode to validate his rep. Like, you keep hearing, they're the baddest. Oh, Mando's awesome. Oh, I shoot people for target practice.
Did it?
And then this
Takes
episode,
out a whole crew of guys, 5 robots.
What's that?
He took out a whole crew of guys, 5 robots.
In this episode.
Yeah.
Yes. I needed
so
this episode
He's all good.
to
And the space
validate
station.
now I get his rep now. Like, okay, hey, well done. I got it. You're a bad motherfucker. Okay. Everything that I've seen, you kind of needed some help. And you kind of been needing to be bailed out. But, you know, it was just a certain situation. Like you said, he got in his head over a little bit and he had some help. Not
It's
a problem.
better to be lucky than to be good.
He's a bad dude. I'm just, hey, I'm a fan. I'm a fucking fan.
Yeah.
Trust me.
No, he's got a code, but you could tell he's also super cold when he needs to be cold.
Oh,
He
yeah.
reminds me a lot of a Western hero. Like if you look at an old Clint Eastwood movie, yeah, no, he's got a soft spot, but he will straight up murder and rob people if need be, if that's, you know, the inclination that hits him. And I kind of feel that same way about Mando.
Nehru says, meh, he ain't that badass, guys. The armor's the main reason he's alive.
That's fair.
and that's a pretty good point.
That's
That
fair.
armor has saved his ass multiple times.
Yeah.
So what did he do before he got all the Beskar armor?
He probably did more ranged attacks.
I guarantee he did. I hope he
Yeah.
was a lot more evasive when it come to blaster bolts, but you know, if you have Beskar and you know you can take a blaster bolt from a certain range, then yeah I mean, why not? You know what I mean?
Because I doubt he'd
Tank
also
it.
charge the chick with the knives too. If he had
Yeah.
his weak armor, he wouldn't be like, I'm just gonna go into a melee fight with this lady as she throws knives at me. Tink, 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 tink.
Yeah, that was.
I mean,
pretty
one
cool
caught him
scene.
in the shoulder, but
He went full Wonder Woman for a hot second.
yeah,
Yeah, he did.
I didn't see him last
I
week.
was
any
waiting for him to
lightning.
go, and then fucking
Yeah.
shit blow up. Been awesome. Not really. Yeah,
Do you guys think he has any more whistling birds left, or do you think he used them all?
I mean, I don't know.
Because quite a few went off accidentally. I feel like against Clancy
Yeah.
Brown.
Well, no, I think he fired him thinking it was going to get him, and
Oh, because I thought he had to lock on to him. Because in the last time he used him, it had like lock on. This one, he's just firing wildly.
so you think he just
went
like
everywhere.
accidentally shot him off?
I think they kind of accidentally. just
Y'all
shot
really
him
not
off.
helping your case about him being badass. Just
Well, he's
Premature
getting
departure
attacked
of
by a
whistling
giant
birds.
monster
he's
guy.
like, fuck, I shot all of them. God damn it.
Hey,
Oh,
Whistling
I got
One
too
and four.
excited in this fight. There go my
That's right.
whistling birds.
I knew
It
I should have
happens.
been Mudhorn. Fuck.
it happens sometimes. 1 in every 4 people have to deal with it. You know.
That's true.
Happens to everyone, even a Mando.
right.
John McClane, badass. Mando, badass with armor.
Did you
Premature whistling birds. Yeah, those are good.
That's right. Premature whistling bird.
No,
Oh,
I mean, he's a badass dude. I'd like to see more. I mean, I want to see more of him in roles like this. But they've made him believable, right? He's
Yeah.
not like a Jedi that goes in and fucking force chokes and force pushes everybody around. I mean, he's
Yeah.
really. And actually, it brings me up to a point when I was doing the Nerds from Work with Nehru and Jason and them. You know, Jason and them were saying that was some of their favorite characters are not Jedi, where you know they're more normal people like Mando with skills.
Well, the problem with the way Jedis are written is they tend to be very one note and boring, anyways, because they're not allowed to have emotion. I mean, the ones that we like are the ones that still do, anyways. But they tend to be too goody-goody, like completely spotless. There's nothing interesting about their characters half the time. It's like,
I don't want to be a space priest. I want to be a
Yeah.
dark side like cyborg wizard.
That's why whenever I play like Jedi games, I put in cheat codes so I can still use Force Lightning because it's the most interesting ability to me. So it's like, I want to be a good guy, but fuck all that stupid space, like the healing stuff. I want to shoot lightning at people. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's
Whatever.
like one of the coolest force powers there is. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's why people gravitate more towards like the Sith Lords.
Yeah, because they're cool.
They're cool. They're
And
cool
they can do
looking. They
stuff
got
that's
cool
cool.
abilities.
In Legends, I feel like they made a big response to that because they gave Luke Force Lightning, and then they're like, "Wait a minute, Luke's a good guy. He shouldn't be able to do that." And he's like, "No. See, when the good guys use it, it's called Electric Judgment." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Wow, that's almost a cooler name than just Force Lightning." Maybe I do want to be a good guy now.
Yeah.
I've heard a rumor, speculation town again we go, that JJ has said there's going to be a force ability that is in the new movie that is going to be pretty controversial with a lot of people. And we already know we're going to see force healing, but a lot of people have said that we're going to see force lightning from Rey.
Oh,
I think it's going to be force suck.
Force suck.
I think Palpatine's going to suck the force out of people.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm excited. I'm getting pumped up. I'm getting excited.
4 days.
yeah.
I know. I go Friday. I work Thursday, so I'm going Friday morning at 9 in the morning.
We'll go Thursday and just tell you everything in a text message.
Yeah.
What's that?
So I'm going to go Thursday and tell you everything in a text message.
I don't look at your text messages, so go right ahead.
I'll just figure out something.
That will do nothing. It's all good.
He'll send you a series of messages.
I can't wait for Dennis to go. Okay, so for you guys,
I'll send you Baby Yoda memes.
So,
but they have
so for you
spoilers
guys
in
that
them.
don't know, Dennis thinks he already knows the movie because he's seen a script online. So Dennis probably not even going to go because he knows the movie now. So because he thinks he knows because he's seen the script online. So that's why Dennis is saying this. If y'all didn't know,
I'm gonna go. Don't worry.
Everybody's gonna go. Everybody who's like, I'm boycotting Star Wars after Last Jedi.
It's the last of the Skywalker.
They're gonna
saga.
go see
You gotta
it.
go.
let me
see
tell you, if anybody was going to boycott it from the last movie, it'd be fucking me.
Yeah, no, I hated the last movie.
And
Dude, I don't think you're capable of boycotting anything. You're like, fuck, they're making another Justice League movie? Gotta go see it.
But he
Dude,
likes Justice League.
I would murder somebody for the fucking Snyder cut. I'm telling
It's
you.
not real. It doesn't
It
exist.
does, dude. He
real.
posted it on Vero. He's got
Oh,
the
then
cans
It's
of the
just a big
film.
li-
Oh,
It's a
okay.
big lie, and you're buying right into it. You,
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Fake
dude! I
news.
can't wait till it's released.
Hashtag.
you
I'm just gonna-
muscly fool.
Look, we're gonna do a show on the Snyder cut, and I'm just gonna put a big cock right here in my seat and put the microphone right there, and you motherfuckers can talk because I'll have nothing to say because I'll be watching the fucking Snyder cut.
So I can tell
Wow.
you how bad the Snyder cut was, and it didn't save anything. It was just as
Yeah,
bad.
just
It
imagine,
can't
what if
be
it's
as
worse?
bad as the shit Wheaton gave us. So
I bet.
bring it
What
on.
if it's worse?
I'm pretty sure it could.
What
be
if it's
just-
worse?
Yeah. What if it's worse?
That would be bad. It'd be real bad
I mean,
if it
think-
was.
Just think about it, right? Like you ended up like
The story's
Steppenwolf was a
better.
bad
The
guy.
story's already better. So
You say.
I don't know how you can say that. But
oh
whatever.
my
You know
god,
what? We're not here.
Dark Seed kills Lois. Superman becomes overcome by the anti-life equation. We get a whole second movie of Nightmare Batman and that shit.
Well, there's that. But
It's
like
already better.
that.
I
sounds
just
like an,
made it
Come
better.
on.
That sounds like an awful lot crammed into the end of that Justice League movie, though.
Already long movie.
Yeah.
They cut 90 minutes out of it. So yeah,
It's a lot of.
That's a lot.
we'll see.
It's a lot of dark tones.
We'll see.
I can guarantee you guys aren't in the groups and see the pages that I see because you all don't give a fuck about the Snyder cut, and I do.
No.
So y'all don't know shit.
That's definitely true.
Now, does it exist? You could be very well right, and it doesn't, and that would be fucking crushed.
He's just trolling people.
But Zach's a fucking fan. Zach is a fucking comic book fan. There's no way he would lead people on like this. There's no way. There's
I don't
something.
know, man. I mean, he did have Superman fucking snap a dude's neck the first chance he could get.
Fuck yeah. Fuck that
Fuck
dude.
yeah.
Fuck
Well,
Zod.
it's just a fundamental misunderstanding of Superman, but whatever. Well, it was cool as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
It was.
He snapped his neck.
Oh my God, Travis.
went
Could you
crack.
can you be the good kind of fan I know you are at the core?
Look, I don't know how the Mando Monologues just became a Zack Snyder cut.
I was gonna say
show.
it switched real fast.
Yeah, dude,
yeah.
this is what this show does. We fucking rabbit
It
hole.
does, rabbit
I'm
hole.
going to say this, and I'll say nothing else. Zach is a fan. Zach was giving us a Superman that we had not seen, which 1,000 comic creators have done in the past. He's doing nothing different there. He's given us a story of how Superman becomes the symbol of hope and the Boy Scout we all know him to be. But he didn't fucking just grow up in Kansas and be that guy like we have seen in the comics. He was telling a story that was going to be multifaceted over several films about Superman becoming that character we all know him to be. And he never got that chance. So, yes, I had very, very mixed when you asked my wife, because we went to see Man Still together. I looked at her when he snapped Zod's neck, and I went, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how I feel about this. But I'm all for storytelling. And this was a story in progress. You know? Nobody like Superman just is Superman. Like, things happen in their life, and he was Superman for all of a fucking day when that shit happened. So it was a story. Now, like it or hate it, that's whatever. But I would like to have seen his version play out in other movies. So with saying that, I cut y'all off because this is my show and I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah. So Mando, the Mandalorian. So we like it, right?
Wrap this back in.
Baby Yoda. Woo, Baby Yoda sipping tea.
They continue to deliver on every episode, man.
Every episode.
They really do.
So where would you rank? I'm curious where you guys would rank this one now.
Yeah, that's just what I was about to ask. Yeah.
Well, this is my favorite.
I'm better.
Your favorites?
Oh yeah, no question.
I still got to give it to episode 3. I love when he killed those stormtroopers. I love when he killed. This is a close one though. If episode 3 was like a 10 for me, this would be like a 9.9. It's real close. Real close. If not equal. I love them equally almost. For different things. Both badass moments, but also for character arc for Mando in the 3rd episode. This one was just lots of cool side characters and Mando doing cool shit. So it's different. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do love that 3rd episode though.
So this one's second for you then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Very tightly close second. By a nose.
Second. Yeah.
1A and 1B?
Yeah. Although I will say this, how did he sneak up on anybody when his boots jingle jangle? Can he just mute that? You think that's like a sound effect that he plays?
I don't know.
There's only one man who's got the real jingle jangle.
That's right.
Okay. I'm just telling you. I looked it up. We talked about it last episode. I looked it up. The first episode.
Okay.
It's jingle jangle.
So, but I know. What you don't understand is you agree with me when you say that.
I said it's Boba, but you said Mando doesn't jingle jangle.
God.
And I said
you did not say it was Boba.
I started it on purpose.
Dude. So just to catch you guys up from last episode, I said the jingle jangle from our mysterious person at the end of last episode was Boba Fett because of the jingle jangle. There's another scene in Empire Strikes Back where he jingle jangles. You know, and Dennis is like, no, everybody, Star Wars universe jingles jangles. Jabba the Hutt jingle jangles. It's not a fucking big deal. It doesn't mean anything. So he goes back and finds out that Mando,
it's not because
the
of the
Mandalorian, jingle jangles. Okay. So why would the mysterious guy jingle jangle? He's just another random fucking Mandalorian? No, he's goddamn Boba Fett.
But your argument
Dennis
was
agrees with me without agreeing with me.
Your argument was it has to be Boba Fett because of the jingle jangle. So I was saying he's not the only jingle jangle, but I do think it's Boba Fett. So it doesn't matter. I just wanted you to be wrong.
The Cliff Notes version of this argument is Dennis agrees with me.
Yes, Dennis agrees, but I was also right that other people have jingle jangle.
It's jingle jangle gate, and we're here for it every episode.
That's so
since there's people in the chat, who do you all think it was? Do you all think it was another fucking random Mandalorian?
Do you even think we'll find out? Do you think they'll even bother to touch on it, or do you think they're just gonna skip over it?
It's a good question.
No, they will definitely. There's nothing wasted in these.
There's nothing what?
There's nothing wasted.
Oh,
everything they chose for a reason.
I agree.
Yeah. I'm just worried that they won't, because this season has felt like it doesn't have much of an overarching story. It's just a bunch of short stories, which is
Mhm.
fine. I have no problem with it.
Yeah.
But it is a little weird.
I want to kind of go. Nehru made a comment that kind of is appropriate here. He was like, "At this point, I enjoy the show, but I don't know what it's about anymore," which is fair. But we have said on here before, it's and I think Casey, you brought this up. It's a lot like David Carradine's Kung Fu, where you know you just got a guy, badass dude, walking the fucking earth.
That's it.
You know, and he gets in adventures. And, you know, you may get a reoccurring character from, you know, the first season of Kung Fu and the 10th season or whatever the fuck.
It's also Doctor Who.
But I'm like Casey. I think that it's everything is, they're not wasting anything. Like, I think we're going to get to the final episode and a lot of these things are going to tie in. We still haven't seen Moff Gideon yet.
We need the client to return.
The client's going to return. Apparently, Gina comes back.
Oh yeah.
Are you gonna be sad if she comes back and dies immediately? Are you gonna be sad?
Oh my god! Fuck.
She's gonna come back
like
in
she
pieces.
comes back for the first scene of the next episode. She comes back just for IG-11 to question her, and then he shoots her. Wouldn't
my
that
god!
suck?
They could kill Baby Yoda first. And I would still watch this show.
Bite your tongue, good
if
sir.
If they kill fucking Gina, I'm done. Done. Little 9494 wants to know if we have any big predictions. I'm gonna defer to Dennis on this. I'm gonna let Dennis go first. Since he will have the most batshit crazy hot take. Go right ahead, Dennis.
I got a crazy one for you.
I will say though that I find this show is the hardest to predict because it doesn't operate like a normal show.
No.
It is more like Kung Fu or Doctor Who, where there is no overarching story to the whole season. It's just random getting into scrapes, and then the last 2 episodes could be like a 2-parter or something like that.
Yep.
My big prediction still holds. I don't know if they'll do it because I don't know if they're going to bother to do like a plot that ties everything in. But I think we're going to have it come to light that they took Baby Yoda's DNA, and they are going to find out that they have mass-produced Baby Yodas. They'll be like in the tanks or whatever. Maybe that'll be the last scene that we see where Mando sees, oh shit, there's like 1 million Baby Yodas in all these Bacta tanks or something like that. I think that'll be the big overarching thing, is that they've cloned a shit ton of Baby Yodas.
Wow.
I think that's my big prediction.
Okay. It's a
Might
good
not
one.
be the next episode, but I think that's what's going to happen.
Casey?
Right. I know this is going to sound crazy after the episode we just got.
Okay.
Train heist.
I want a fucking train heist.
Train heist.
I do. I think it's going to happen. I think it's hard to listen. You have hover trains in Star Wars. They're a thing that exists.
Yeah.
Just like at the beginning of Jedi Fallen Order, which if anybody in the chat hasn't played, what the hell are you waiting for?
Yeah.
It's like the best Star Wars game of all time.
Yeah,
Try not to spend money.
It's the second best. Yeah. Knights of the Old Republic was the best Star Wars game ever made.
I really like Jedi Outcast with Kyle Katarn. Okay, because you could put in the cheat to have realistic saber effects and cut people into pieces. You saber throw and it just turns people into a pile. Love that game.
Try signing your name on the wall just by running up next to it.
So good.
It's great. Listen, it's up there. It's at the very least top 3.
So that's your bold predictions, a train heist?
Yep.
I want a goddamn train episode.
Wants it so bad.
That's it. I don't know what else there is to predict. Like, yeah, okay, you get your Baby Yoda clone vats like the Venture Brothers. Like, all right, fine, but
oh shit!
Like, imagine Baby Yoda dies, and then it's like they immediately discover the clone vat. It's like, oh, hey, new Baby Yoda.
It's like, oh, we have a limitless supply of Baby Yoda. So it's like Kenny on South Park, where every episode Baby Yoda dies a different way, and then he has to go get another copy of him. Boom.
That's it.
Boom.
Damn,
that would suck.
Nailed it.
I
don't know. No, I think we talked about this. Maybe not last week, but before. I want any of the bounty hunters from Empire Strikes Back to show up. Dengar, Bosk,
Zuckuss,
Classic Boba, IG-88, Zuckuss, and we kind of got Forlom in this episode.
Kind of, yeah.
Zero was I imagine a lot like him.
That's true.
Yeah.
It would. we were talking about having all the bounty hunters come together, like
To
with
go get
him.
Mando on the team, maybe.
Yeah.
But I think having all the bounty hunters come together to then go up against Mando would be sweet.
Well, that's. I thought I'd said that a couple episodes ago. Like that. It wasn't my theory. That was a fan theory.
Okay. I
'Cause-
thought we had said that they were like Mando was going to be on that team
No,
of
like
bounty hunters. Okay, so they're
the
going
fan
up
theory
against
was
them.
they were going to get the bounty hunters together, the same bounty hunters from was it Empire, where Darth Vader's talking to all of them, and Boba's one of them.
Yep.
It's like the one scene where we get them all. Dangar's in there.
Yep.
We kind of get them all, and they're going after Han.
Mhm.
Okay, so
But they didn't do it as a group.
they didn't do it as a group, but that's what the fan theory was, is so we could get all the old school bounty hunters to kind of bind together to go after Mando.
The 8th episode is just one action montage after another.
Be badass.
Of him fighting each
That'd be
one.
pretty
Be
sweet.
cool.
No story involved. It's just, hey, you remember this classic bounty hunter? Bam.
Hour and a half
what you
of him
get.
fighting people. That'd be great.
That's
Give me
it.
that.
Debo has a good one. He and I have talked about this before, and he was like, he said, just give me Boba taking the little baby Yoda at the end, and I'm good. Like
The wee
you can
baby
definitely
Yoda.
see that as a cliffhanger.
Well, my
like,
issue is
Mando's fighting, a group of bounty hunters, like we
Yeah.
talked about, and then Boba kind of sneaks in the rear and snatches baby Yoda and fucking flies off, and that's what leads us into season 2.
my issue with that is that the bounty hunters aren't trying to snatch Baby Yoda, though. They're trying to murder Baby Yoda. So it wouldn't make any sense for Boba to steal Baby Yoda.
Who is?
As Like all the bounty hunters are trying to kill Baby Yoda. So if the deal is go kill Baby Yoda, there's no reason for Boba to go and try and steal Baby Yoda. He would just murder him. He would just shoot him close range, long range, doesn't matter, blow him up, whatever.
That's still a hell of a cliffhanger if like you end it with the death of Baby Yoda.
Or there's an explosion. We don't know what happened. to
I can
Baby Yoda.
definitely see like the end of what was it, episode 3, where was that the Gina Carano episode or was it 4?
4.
Okay, where the sniper comes down on baby Yoda's head and
Yep.
you hear a shot, and then everybody's like looking around like what happened, and then nobody knows. It won't
Cut
be
to
that,
black.
but it'll be
Cuts to
something
black
similar.
and then cuts back, and Baby Yoda has a giant hole in his face,
Fucking
and then it
just
cuts
see
to black
right
again.
through it.
Journey starts playing in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not killing Baby Yoda.
No,
No, there's
too
no
much money.
fucking way.
What if they see? But here's my thing though. What if they did it like a Jason Todd kind of situation,
Mhm.
where they give you the toll-free numbers and it's like, call this one if you want Baby
Well,
Yoda to live.
Oh,
if
that'd
we
be
go
cool,
if we go with Dennis's theory, doesn't make a difference anyway.
'cause they
Yeah.
got a million clones.
Yeah,
So many
fuck
clones.
it. Shoot him.
Yeah.
I say my hot
Baby
take
cloned
is he is not a clone. He is the
Well, I
actual
don't think Baby Yoda-
reincarnation.
I don't
What?
think Baby Yoda himself is a clone. I think they took his genetic material and they're going to clone him. Is what I'm thinking.
Oh, I thought you just
I don't
said,
think. No, I think Baby Yoda will be cloned by whatever the corporation was. I can't remember the name off the top of it. Because they took his genetic material
did.
and then they said dispose of the body. So I don't think he is a clone. I think they just wanted to clone him.
okay. That's
So, yeah.
but the Camino doctor,
Yeah.
didn't seem like he was extracting something. We don't know what that was. We're speculating. It
Well, I
was
thought they had said
genetic
when he was-
material.
when he was
Some
talking to
people think
Herzog,
that it
he
may
was
be
talking about, did you extract,
midichlorians.
so
we
whatever.
don't
Yeah,
know
he got what he
he
was
taking.
getting.
Yeah.
What, Casey?
He got whatever genetic material.
got whatever he
needed
was
to take
wanting.
out of him.
But we just
Yeah.
don't know what it is. We're speculating that it could be genetic material because he works for Camino or has that.
Do you think he
insignia.
extracted midichlorians?
But
Because we
he
haven't seen Baby
also-
Yoda use the Force since then.
We talked about this, right? With like you could just inject the Force into people, like genome
Yeah.
soldiers or dark troopers from back in the day.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Because we literally haven't seen him use the Force since episode 2. So maybe he doesn't have it anymore?
Who?
Baby Yoda.
Wait a minute. No, that can't be right.
I don't remember seeing him use any Force powers since episode 2.
You can't just suck the Force out of
No,
somebody.
you can't do that.
Dude,
I mean,
know.
I guess
can't.
we'll find out when we watch
I don't know.
Rise of Skywalker if Force suck is an actual power. But
Force suck.
yeah,
Yeah.
Dumb.
No, there's
I
no
hope
way.
I hope he says it when he does it. He's like, Fossack.
Yeah, I don't see that. But I mean, fuck, like, again, this is a hard show to predict because it is kind of different.
It doesn't act like a normal show.
We don't
does
really
not.
know. I still say, my other hot take is I still say that some part of this series we're going to see in the new movie. Now, it may be subtle, it may be bigger, and then still explained in the movie because they don't want to lose people into theater. Like, what the fuck is that about? Like, oh, you don't watch The Mandalorian? I do think
feel like
they'll
most people
explain
that go
it.
see the movie are gonna watch The Mandalorian. So
There's going to be something in this movie, I think, that is a reference to this. And fuck, it may even be Baby Yoda. I mean, we may see that.
Maybe Rey is the one that finds the clone vats of Baby Yoda.
Okay. So I don't know if this is real or not. I should have pulled the clip up. Have you seen the clip where she's running through this this jungle planet or whatever that
it's
she's
in the
on?
second trailer.
Yep.
And you see like something falls as she's running, like she takes a corner and something falls, and it looks like Baby Yoda's little
Eggy?
space carriage.
I have not seen that.
The space egg? No, I
The
don't
space
think
egg's in the trash.
It looks, I mean, it could be fake, that like with this part, but it looks really good if it is fake. I don't know if maybe someone in the.
You think Baby Yoda was throwing his baby carriage at her?
No, it's not. No,
It's
you
a
can
whole
tell it's
army of
obviously
Baby
like
Yodas throwing this
decommissioned. They're
fake
not
thing?
using it anymore. It's all broken up. Like it's old, but it was thrown on this planet.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah,
and
but
it's
his baby carriage is in the trash, though.
huh?
His
It's in the
baby carriage is in the
trash.
trash. They never went and got it back.
What do you mean?
He doesn't have his little floaty egg
In the
thing
third
anymore.
episode, Mando saw his baby carriage in the trash. He never got it back.
Oh, okay.
When he turned in Baby Yoda,
So you can't
He
go to
went-
like space fucking Walmart and get another goddamn
No,
space
they
baby
made a-
carriage, or I mean,
they made
what
a
the fuck? There's
custom-
only
they
one,
made-
Dennis.
that's right.
There was
Because
the
there's
only one in the Star
because
Wars
there's
universe.
only one Baby Yoda, so they only made one Baby Yoda space
So we can't go to
carriage.
Space Mart and buy a fucking floating baby carriage for
No.
your goddamn kids.
They get wood or sand. Those are
Jesus
your two
Christ.
options, unless you're Baby Yoda.
I still want that thing to get weaponized so it can be
It
like
would be
true
sweet
lone
as
wolf and
shit.
cub shit.
It's just a little death ball, like the screen comes down. He's got a little HUD on the inside.
But when the screen comes down, it looks like a Mando mask.
That'd
That'd
be
painted.
That'd be
That'd
cool.
be sweet as shit. I'd be like, okay, you got me, Mando,
I'm sold.
you got me.
Give me that Black Series figure. I'm ready.
Give me that death, baby. Let's do this. And a little like they do an inside view for Baby Yoda. It looks like Iron Man's helmet, kind of, but then like a joystick comes up with like buttons to fire, and Baby
Yeah.
Yoda's just driving around murdering people. Yeah,
It's like bright and colorful too. Like it's like for kids.
yeah, sure,
The for kids version of the Iron Man HUD.
yeah.
I love it.
That'd be fucking awesome. I mean, so what would you all like to see? Like, I know what we're saying. Well, fuck, Casey, you don't get to answer this question because you've already told us.
Train heist.
Listen,
Every
besides a
episode.
train heist, you know what I would actually love?
What?
I would love for him to fight a purge survivor Jedi,
Ooh.
if there are any.
Of course there is. There's got to
I
be,
don't-
right?
I don't know, man. In Legends, there were a lot, but I feel like most of them just get killed off by Vader at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
It's
like
but
kinda
again,
killed them
it
off.
always it's like Kyrick, Infala. It was like no one
Oh,
even
yeah.
knew about this dude because he had exiled himself.
Yeah, but what happened to him?
Vader killed him.
Vader fucking aced him, dude.
Well, I know,
That's
but what I'm saying is no one knew this dude existed either. What if there was another? Well, look at the protagonist in the game. He was hid
That's what I'm
out.
saying. But it's the same kind of thing. Cal Kestis, I feel like that takes place 5 years after the purge, right?
Yes.
I
That's
feel
what I'm
like
saying.
they-
So if there's a
at
Kyle
some point-
Kestis,
listen.
then there could be a guy working at the Space Mart, selling baby
Yeah.
carriages, motherfuckers. And he's like, look, man, I don't know Jedi. I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
yeah.
What do you now? This is an aside from the TV show, but do you think the movie's going to set up a new franchise, or do you think it's just going to be the end? That's it. The next franchise can tell its own story.
Oh, I
unrelated.
think it's the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to have any. I think they're going to wrap up their threads.
That's what I,
I think,
figured. but
and I
you
think
never
the
know.
new trilogy coming out. It's going to be something
Some
else in
Old
the
Republic.
galaxy far, far away.
Everybody wants the Old Republic for the new trilogy.
Oh, fuck yeah, I do too. I mean, that's what I've always wanted.
I would be fine with that, or a completely new story with no Empire and no rebels, just something completely new.
That's what. Listen, you get that with the Old Republic.
do,
It's
yeah.
like the
You do,
Sith
you
Empire.
do,
It's,
you do.
It's totally different.
It is.
And I
Totally
know.
different.
I'm fine with either. I'm kind of tired of the Empire and the Rebels at the moment. So
Well, and like I said,
It's been done.
the Nerds from Work episode we did, that was kind of like a prevailing theme. I myself, and I think Casey, you're in this boat with me. I love fucking Jedis. I love Jedi. I love Sith. I love lightsabers. I love force powers. I love all that shit. Not saying I wouldn't watch a show, because obviously I do, that doesn't have a lot of that.
Yeah.
But don't give me 3 movies that doesn't have a fucking Jedi or Sith in it. Just don't
Look,
do it.
I love Rogue One as much as the next guy, but if you watch that movie and you're like, the last 30 seconds of this film aren't like the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Exactly.
yeah,
It's like, wow, like they got Death Troopers, we got rebels actually doing like sort of shady shit, which they would, because they're basically like terrorists and an underground riot. We got the Death Star warming up for the first time, like not blowing up a planet all the way, but just destroying like the crust. And then it's like, all right, that was cool. I'm totally satisfied with this movie. You mean Vader's at the end of it and he's just cutting through people? Like, yeah, all right, I came for that.
Right.
Sure.
The only issue I have with that movie is because we're so familiar with the rest of the info, you don't get attached to any character, because you're like, these fuckers are all dead.
Yeah.
Whatever. So it makes the movie a little hollow.
They're still making
see,
a Cassian Andor. They're still making a Cassian Andor TV show, though.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and they could have very well. That's not necessarily true that we knew they all died, because I was for sure someone was going to get off that planet.
Oh, I wasn't.
That
I was pretty sure they were all
Well, of course you were, Dennis, because you read the scripts online. That's how you know.
I
all this
didn't
shit.
on
You
that
don't
one.
have to fucking
They
go to
didn't
movies.
have the
I
leaker
go
on
to the
that one.
movies.
There were no leaks.
I went and see it. I went and saw it. No leaks.
But what I'm
Hashtag
saying is someone
fake
could have had
news.
a ship and got off the planet, and
They
we
could've.
could have had a side story of that.
They could have, and I would have liked it,
And
but
I
they
would've
didn't
liked
do
it.
that.
Yeah, Chirrut. I would have loved to
That-
see more of Chirrut.
It would have been better then, because you would have been able to get attached to a character. It's like, okay, somebody made it off. We could see there might be some story after this, but they didn't do that. They literally killed everybody.
It's
in that
just
story.
easier to just kill them all and not worry.
It
about
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally easy. Yeah.
Fuck it. We'll kill them in the first movie they show up in and do prequels. Worked for Obi-Wan, worked for Anakin, worked for everybody.
That's true.
It's
Yeah.
totally fine. Kill them now, add the backstory later.
Yeah.
Rinse and repeat.
It's
I mean, just
so bad.
just
so
do-
bad.
just like the Mandalorian. Just give us new stories in this universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine if he died in the first episode and they're like, how did we get here? I'd be like, I'm still invested in this show.
The universe of Star Wars is interesting enough because there are all these little side things going on that
Yeah.
do not even have to
Yeah, but
relate.
there's not. According to Kathleen Kennedy, they do all this shit from
Fuck.
scratch.
Fuck her, she's a
Man,
cunt.
they don't
It's
know.
She's a
They
cunt.
don't
It's
have
fine.
nothing to go off of like Marvel and DC do.
They don't have to go anything off of. They can literally make it up. They can make it up.
Somebody in the chat said, I want to see a movie where Kathleen Kennedy gets put in carbonite at the end. Oh, it was Jason.
That would be a fun cameo.
That'd be awesome.
Mm.
Well, like when the Mando is shipping off all his bounties that are in carbonite off his ship, like
of
if
them's
one was like
Kathleen
Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh,
I'd be like,
but he's there and he's like,
who's
no.
that?
This one goes into cold storage.
She was the dumbest
Yeah.
bitch in the universe. I just put her in carbonite to
In the
save
trash.
humanity.
Throw her in the trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, a lot of people want to see Darth Bane. Jason in chat was like, Darth Bane or I'll walk on the next new trilogy. Yeah, I think
where would Darth that wouldn't be KOTOR, right? That'd be, when does Darth Bane exist?
I think he's before that.
Yeah, I think he's even
he's the one that establishes
Because
the rule of two.
he creates the
so.
rule of two.
Yeah,
And they all
so-
obey it by the time KOTOR and
I don't know
Revan
if
is.
you would need to, because I feel like what they want to do is create a new movie series, and Darth Bane feels like it would be a 1 or a 2-parter movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I
Oh,
could
it's
see
3 books, so yeah.
I could see a
Um,
Darth Bane TV show. I mean,
Could
I
could
would
you
watch
see that
that.
happening?
I mean, honestly, it's probably a better, like I doubt it makes as much money to do a TV show, but from a content perspective, the content's better with TV than it is in movies half the time these days.
Yeah.
Like, so many shows are better written, better acted than a lot of the movie counterparts, which is kind of weird because it used to be the other way around.
So
But now
let me ask
big
you
actors
this,
are switching back.
because I've seen this online, and Nehru made me think about this when he was asking the questions. Do you think like the style that this show is? Because I've seen some negative comments about the show. You never know whether they're trolls or people just being honest. But do you think that like people, they don't understand this story? They don't understand this type of Western samurai walking the earth kind of deal. They want more of a larger scope story. And some people are probably maybe turned off by this type of series.
You're never going to be able to please everybody.
That's true. Absolutely.
Because
and we know Star Wars fans are pretty
Well,
fickle.
plus people who like the big overarching story, maybe some people who don't like that like this better. So it just depends. I think the people who like Star Wars as a whole like this regardless of the type of story it tells.
Sure.
I am fine with either one. I am surprised that there isn't a big overarching story. But then I think back to Doctor Who and stuff like that. I'm like, well, I'm okay. Lots of media does this, and I've never even really thought about it.
The Master's back again, but this time
As a
he's
chick.
young, but this time as a woman.
As a
But
pretty
this-
lady.
Yeah.
Sure.
Although
they did kill him off, finally.
Yeah. My thinking is a lot like the MCU. Now that you've hit the point where you've done the biggest story you could possibly tell, just get weird with it, you know?
Yeah.
Like you read anything about some of the stuff that's coming out, like WandaVision, fucking weird. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, fucking weird. The Eternals, fucking weird. Like,
Yeah.
just go
People
off the
dig
wall.
weird. People dig weird because it's different. Give
Yeah.
people something that is familiar enough so that they can still, understand what's going on, but also different. People loved Guardians of the Galaxy. That was fucking batshit crazy out the what?
If
Yeah,
you told me in 2008 that we would be getting a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, I never would have believed you.
And it would have been a hit.
Yeah. And we'd get it and it would be a hit and there would be 3 of them.
I told my wife, I said they've reached, they've listened to the hype. They've not even a lot of comic book fans are familiar with the Guardians. They fucked up. This is going to be their miss. I got a ticket via email to go see 20 minutes in the theater of Guardians before it released, like a month before it released. And I went, and she was like, "Are you going to go to the movies for fucking 20 minutes?" I'm like, "You goddamn right I am." And I went, and it was the jailbreak scene from Guardians.
Yes.
Oh.
And when I came home, she was like, "Well, how was your 20 minutes?" I went, "It was a fucking amazing." I was like, "This is a fucking billion-dollar franchise. There's going to be kids fucking having pet raccoons named Rocket. People are going to be fucking manicuring trees in the group." I said, "It's a fucking smash."
Mm-hmm.
And, Marvel's just got that. They have that Midas touch right now.
That magic
they can
touch.
do just about anything.
Dude, they made Ant-Man into an interesting fucking movie.
Absolutely, yeah.
Come on.
Well, it's
You
because
know?
they took a different approach with it. They turned it into a heist movie.
So,
We love a heist.
Love a heist.
We love a heist.
We love a heist movie. So Debo asked how we feel about Feige joining the franchise, and I mean,
It can only be good.
it's-
Everything that man touches is gold.
exactly. If anybody has the Midas touch in MCU, it's that man. And now that he wants
what's
to do a
Feige
Star
touching?
Wars project,
Oh, he's doing Star Wars? Okay, yeah.
yeah,
It's good. Because he's good at knowing what works and then also what is marketable. He's good at 2 fronts. And those are the 2 most important fronts. What still sticks true to what the hardcore fans will like, but also what is the easiest way to attract mainstream audiences. He's done fantastic on both those fronts. So yeah, I think he would do a great job with Star Wars.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's why they.
Wasn't there some rumor about DC trying to snag Feige or something like that?
Probably.
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they did it to
Yeah.
Gunn. I don't even think Gunn's firing papers were filed yet, and DC had already snatched him
They
up for
poached
Suicide
him.
Squad.
They're like, all right, so we want you to do a movie about a bunch of weird criminals who
That
are kind of
band
good
together.
guys, but like not really. It's like, yeah, I think I can do that.
I think it was more like, Mr. Gunn, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm pretty good at odd ensembles. I'll do your Suicide Squad reboot. Yeah. Fucking yeah. Here's your money. Fucking do whatever you want.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
I mean, Feige's coming on is great. I can't remember there was I don't know if it was the screenwriters, whoever was going to get that's right. It was the Lindelof, not Lindelof. He's doing the Watchmen. Our Game of Thrones writers, DB Weiss.
Oh, D&D.
Yeah. D&D.
They were going to be writing the new trilogy, and of course they said they removed themselves because of the Netflix deal, right? But a lot of people were speculating it was because it was about the same time that Feige came on, and they were thinking that
maybe Feige read what they did and was like, nope.
Kevin's going to get to do whatever the fuck he wants to do, and you guys aren't part of it. So
put it in the garbage.
Yeah, go take that Netflix deal while it's still warm. Because
God, I hope they recorded that conversation and put it out for people. Feige's just like, let me read this script real fast. Nope, this is shit. Fire them immediately.
Yeah. Well, they didn't fire Ryan Johnson, which they probably should have. But anyway,
I thought they did get rid of him.
Yeah, you see, I thought they did too.
Dude, they got rid of Lord Miller. No one is safe.
Yeah.
Those guys made the Lego movie and the best Spider-Man movie to ever be made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What Spider-Man movie are you referring to?
Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, the Spider-Verse. I figured is what he was talking about.
You like
No
that better
question.
than Homecoming?
No question.
Really?
I don't know. Spider-Man 3 was pretty good. I mean, it's getting big on this.
See, you say that, but that scene was also in Spider-Verse. So it's no
They
longer...
made fun of it in Spider-Verse.
Yes.
Yeah.
All I'm saying,
there's a difference.
Topher Grace, Venom, mic drop. That's all you have to say.
Exactly. Best movie ever made.
Best fucking Spider-Man movie ever.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
Topher Grace.
how can I argue with the man who loves Justice League?
I know it's not.
No, I hated Justice League. Justice League sucked.
I know.
He liked BVS.
Yes.
That's what he liked.
There you go.
Ugh.
Anyways, I know it's not technically part of Mando, but I'm curious. What are you guys thinking for the movie this week? Like, what are you guys expecting? Since we're not going to see each other till after the movie.
Nerf dung.
True.
Nerf dung?
That's what I'm expecting.
I'm fully expecting Kylo Ren and Rey to definitely smooch. I think it's fucking gross and terrible because he literally tried to mind torture her.
Exactly. I don't think they're gonna.
I think it's gonna. You know what? I already see it happening.
Now it depends.
One of them's dying, and the other one is gonna force smooch him, and they're gonna like come back to life.
Force smooch. That's the new power that's controversial. The force smooch.
Yeah, if he takes off that shirt and has that sweet ass mom gene moment again, where
they said that is not ever going to happen again.
Well, then she's not gonna smooch him. That's the only way she's gonna get a bit lady boner enough to smooch
Sith titties.
Yep.
Oh,
right.
Sith Lord titties.
Cities, if we call them.
Yeah. It still freaks me out that he is as big as he is because he's got this nerd face and this absolutely huge wrestler man body.
Yeah, that's weird.
I really don't know what to expect in a way that's every time I go into a movie with very, very low expectations, I'm pleasantly surprised. So I could not have lower expectations for this movie than I do.
My worry is,
but I do like JJ.
Ignoring what I read on the internet.
Of course, we know, Dennis. You already know.
Ignoring
Please
that.
Don't spoil the movie for guys
that
since you've already read the script.
Pretending I never read that. My worry is, and this is unrelated to what I read, that JJ
everything you've read is wrong.
Is going to try and course correct too hard because there was so much hate for the last movie because JJ Abrams made. Episode was it 9?
The first trailer had 2 retcons in it immediately. So
So I'm slightly worried that he's going to try and fan bait a little too hard, so that it's not as interesting as it could be, just because of the fact that he's going to just try and play to the fans too much instead of making an interesting story. That's my worry because it's kind of J.J. Abrams' MO at the moment. It could just be me, though.
Why? Because Force Awakens was a reskin of New Hope?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, that's fair. I like Abrams. I like a lot of stuff he does.
I'm okay with a lot of things that he does.
Yeah, I am too. I was
but he also
totally
does some weird
disappointed
things
in Force Awakens because I expected him to take this franchise in new directions. and
I
it
was-
was anything but original.
He had to make a safe
Yeah, that's-
start to the
he-
franchise.
Whatever
had to make
had
something
to do
safe.
is not what I wanted him to do nor expected him to do.
Yeah, but that's my worry for
he
this
didn't
movie.
do that with Star Trek, Casey. I mean, he totally fucking revamped Star Trek.
He just made Star Trek into Star Wars. That's not that difficult.
That's not Star Trek. If you've seen Star Trek, that movie is not Star Trek. That is Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Trek is supposed to be a little bit more clever and intelligent.
Cerebral. You need more thinking. You need more diplomacy.
Yeah.
Those guys are shooting phasers at a bunch of Klingons from the future. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Some of the
That
best,
movie's weird when you think about it.
yeah, some of the
that's
best
true.
Star Trek episodes where they're trying to decide like philosophical questions, like is Data a real person or not? Because what is the definition of a real person and stuff.
We
like
have a
that.
responsibility to save these people, but we can't break the Prime Directive.
Yeah, they're, like those are the types of stories you get. Not big. Sure, some of them do have action set pieces, but not that much. They're usually downplayed. Star Trek is just a different animal. New Star Trek, that is trying to be Star Wars too hard. Even the shows.
Fair. That's fair.
That's all. Whatever.
Yeah.
I like those movies. I didn't like.
It needed
any of
to be
those fucking-
said.
You fucking would like
Dennis, it needed to be said.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like Abrams too. Keep him the fuck away from my Spider-Man comics though. What a hack.
Oh yeah. See, I haven't read any of those.
It's not good.
Yeah, I didn't figure it was.
Is
I
it-
already read it. I read it 15 years ago when they
Didn't he
did
write it with his
Spider-Girl.
son or some shit?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's not gonna be good.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I read online that people weren't happy with it, and I was kind of like, well, yeah, imagine that.
It's just a retread of stories that have been done before. Like
Sure.
if you're gonna get, you want to slap a big name on a book to sell copies, like let him do something truly original. Like I've read a story where Spider-Man, he loses a limb. His kid has to grow up and be the new Spider-Man and encounters all of his old enemies and the sons of his old enemies. And I've seen that already.
Right.
If you want to do a story about Spider-Man retiring, do something different.
Yeah.
Malicious asked in the chat if Abrams. He talked about Abrams trying to reskin Khan. Was the Khan one? Was that Abrams or was that a different director?
That's
that-
Tin of Darkness. He did that.
He
oh,
did
okay.
that.
Well, then that was a piece of shit. Yeah. Okay.
I
Never
could
mind.
be wrong.
Abrams is not.
No, I think he did.
Yeah, reskinning Khan. So reskins are kind of a thing for him.
Obviously.
I mean, it also this is a weird thing. Like, how did we end up talking about Star Trek on the Mando Monologues?
Well, I mean,
last
really, we're talking about the fucking Snyder cut on the Mandalorian monologue.
Whatever.
So,
Anyway,
I mean, anything
Khan
fair.
Noonien Singh is, I believe, Indian by ethnicity, played by Ricardo Montalban, who is ethnically Spanish, and somehow they decide to make him just Benedict Cumberbatch in the new film. Like, all right, that doesn't make sense whatsoever, but okay. And yes,
Whatever.
Abrams did direct it. He did not direct the third one though, Beyond, which was probably the best of the three of
I
them.
was gonna say that one was the one where it went a little different than the rest of them.
Wasn't that James? Was that James Wan?
But they're all too much like Star Wars. Like they're not.
I felt like that was one of the Fast and Furious directors that directed the third one.
probably.
I think
It was a lot of
It was Justin
goofy
Lin.
shit.
Oh well, he did one of the Fast and the Furious. I don't
He
remember
did.
which
He
one.
did
Well,
3
who
to
hasn't
6
at this
and 9
point?
and 10,
There you go.
which I think is outrageous. There are 10 Fast and
Yeah.
Furious.
I was gonna say, chances are there's a director that's done a Fast and Furious movie because there's a million of them.
Yeah. But yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I am hopeful about the new Star Wars movie, but I am reserved because of how much I disliked the last one.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
I've got some
I mean,
fears.
To me, where Star Wars really falls flat, especially the new ones, is it has always given us villains, fantastic villains, Vader, Maul,
Palpatine.
Sidious,
Kylo Ren.
negative.
I love him.
I know
dude.
you
He's
do
so
love
bad.
him.
I love him
He's
so
the
much.
Fucking worst
He's so
Star
cool.
Wars villain.
He's so cool. at
Jar
all.
Jar
He's
Binks
so
being
nerdy.
a secret Sith Lord would have been a much better fucking
I don't
story
think-
for a
listen,
Sith Lord than Kylo Ren.
I don't think anybody captures the true unbridled emotion of a dark side character than Kylo Ren. I'm telling you.
I wish he had
He's
glasses.
He's always either screaming, crying, or just upset.
Or throwing
It's
a
great.
fit like a little bitch.
I love it.
Oh God, I hate
I
it.
love it.
You
All
know,
Sith Lords
okay.
don't have to be badasses. Some of them can be like whiny little bitch babies.
Okay, I'm gonna give you that. I don't agree, but I'm gonna give you that. Where
Thank you.
I fall flat on him totally is when he fucking takes his mask off and that fucking hair,
Stupid hair.
like a Vidal Sassoon commercial. Are you fucking kidding me?
Maybe he's born with it.
Maybe it's the dark side.
Yeah, that's
God.
it. Nailed it.
I mean, I've said this before. They could have uglied him up. They didn't. He gets a lightsaber scar. Ryan
I was
Johnson
gonna say
decides to
they
move
changed
it.
the right
It's
side. Yeah,
garbage.
they made it smaller. They moved it. I was like, what?
I know, man. I didn't understand that fucking at all. Oh, it looks better. It's a scar, you fucking idiot. It's not supposed to look better.
Yeah.
It's supposed to look tough and ugly. He's
Yeah.
a Sith Lord.
Nope. Gotta make him pretty.
But so that's where it falls flat. Phasma, like, what the fuck was
What was
she
the
about?
point of her character even?
So cool looking.
So cool
But
looking.
Looked cool. That's the
but
problem with
she
Star
was
Wars.
garbage.
That's kind of
Like,
Star Wars
literally.
in a
She ended
nutshell.
up being garbage.
Phasma, right there. Looks cool, empty calories. That's
Yeah.
the new movies in a nutshell.
That's our boy Boba too, man.
He was
It's
only in
true.
it for 2 seconds.
I know.
It's
Well,
true.
He
listen,
wasn't a main character.
I bet if you compare the screen time of Phasma and Boba Fett, you will get similar numbers.
I know.
Yeah.
That's yeah. I mean, I can see that.
But you're right. Yeah, not a main character.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. I
They
mean,
built Phasma up to be something big, and then she ended up being nothing. When
fucking
Boba came
Snoke.
out, that was just sort of like a happy accident that people liked Boba because they were like,
yeah.
"Ooh, what's his deal?"
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was
That
a total
wasn't by
shocker that he turned out
design.
to be as popular as he was.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Snoke. I mean, the one thing Snoke had going for him was he was fucking ugly. He was obviously a powerful Force user, Sith Lord.
Somebody hit him with the ugly stick version of a lightsaber.
But
A wood chipper.
And then in the second movie, he ends up getting fucking killed pretty easily, and we got no backstory. We didn't know how tough this dude was.
Based on
Yeah.
a trailer that came out recently, I'm wondering if Snoke was just Palpatine the whole time, anyways, and that's how they're going to explain
Big
it.
Papa
So,
Palps.
so then it won't matter what his backstory is because it's the same dude. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
But we'll
yeah, I
find out.
guess.
And let me tell you, you will hear about it.
sure.
Next Mando monologues. Are we doing both Mando episodes and the movie?
So does the next Mando episode come out this Wednesday, and then the next one comes out the following Friday?
Yes.
Or
Correct.
they both next week?
No.
No.
Okay, that's what I thought.
It's Wednesday and then what? 10 days later.
10 days later. Okay. I wouldn't mind doing an episode in between, so that way we could talk about the Mando episode and the movie maybe a little bit, and then
Well,
do another episode on
if-
the last episode.
It depends if they coincide at all. Then I think we're going to have to. We'll have to discuss the movie in part with the series. You know what I mean? If it doesn't, then I say we keep them separate. But it's all what y'all want to do. I don't care.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're going to end up talking about it. I mean, we've talked about Star Trek, Fast and Furious,
The Snyder Cut.
the Snyder Cut,
We're
the
just
MC Universe, Spider-Man movies. Like,
Yeah.
we're all off the rails.
it's all relative.
Yeah,
It's
well,
all relative.
the chat was asking some of this stuff, so with the chat can
blame
ask
chat.
whatever they want to. I don't give a
Inquiring minds
fuck.
want to know.
What's that?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Unalicious.
Yeah. The chat
I
can
enjoy
ask
that
whatever they want to
supernatural
ask. I don't give a shit. But yeah, we'll see. But so Wednesday's this episode. Casey, you're out of town.
I'll be back Thursday though. So like
Oh,
the
okay.
day after that. Yeah.
We could do this. Well, you said you're not. Well,
Okay.
yeah. We'll figure that out in post. We don't need to do this on
We'll
air.
figure it out in post.
Okay. All right, we'll figure it out in post.
We'll reconvene sometime after Christmas. Who's to say?
So Dennis, where can everybody find you at?
People can find me at Botched a D&D podcast, which is a comedy podcast where we get drunk and play D&D. You can find us on all your podcatching devices, iTunes, Spotify, all that jazz. You can find me on Twitter at World's Most Okayest DM. I'm not really on it too terrible much. But you can also find me normally 5 days a week on twitch.tv/World's Most Okayest DM. We're going to be changing things up probably starting this week where we're going to do a little bit more creative writing and world building sort of stuff, and then also a little bit of cooking here and there. So Yeah.
Casey?
You can find me at twitch.tv/badcoyotefunky pretty much every Thursday night around 9 p.m. We do a nerd news roundtable about all kinds of hot topics and hot takes every week. This past week, we did a live stream of the Video Game Awards, which was pretty ridiculous and very long. But I sincerely hope that you check it out and maybe get a feel for the kind of quippy banter, as if tonight wasn't already enough.
Right. And guys, for you in the chat, Debo has amazingly already put all the links to all their social media there. So if
He
you're
comes prepared.
yes, always, always the best hype man in the business. I am Travis Jones, the Blazing Defender. I do a Blazing Defender report. It is a weekly comic book show, which I have not done in a few weeks because I have been doing the Mando monologues and working way too much. So I'm hoping to get back this week and get a Blazing Defender in where I talk comic books. There's a lot of comic books that have came out, new series that have started up that I really want to tell you guys about. So I'm hoping to get that in this week. So be looking for that on the Facebook page, Instagram. You can always check out the audio versions of this show and the Blazing Defender report on Anchor. My Anchor's not going to iTunes for some reason, so I am looking into that. They're telling me it should be, but I'm like, well, it's not. You can see it's not. So they're looking into that. Hopefully that gets resolved really, really soon. I want to thank everybody in the chat. Thank you so much, guys. The show is always so. My show, this show, all shows are so much better with live chat. You guys were fantastic tonight. Thank you, guys. We had some new follows tonight. I really, really appreciate that. If you haven't hit that bell yet, please hit that bell. You'll be notified every time I go live. I am streaming on Facebook and Twitch simultaneously now. So there's two different venues you can look at. Thank you, little 9494. Good stuff. Enjoyed it, guys. Take it easy. Thank you for tuning in. And guys, it's Christmas time. Try to I like to pay it forward a little bit. Like, just treat people like you would want to be treated. The world will be a better place. It is Christmas time. So if you can go the extra mile this time of year, I think it would just be good for everyone's soul, because I think everybody's losing their souls every day. So thank you so much for tuning in. Casey, Dennis, thank you guys for being my co-host. I always appreciate it, and I always love you guys being on. And follow the Facebook pages, guys, because that will let you know when we get the schedule up for next week. And it should be a pretty big show with the movie coming out and everything. So, again, thank you so much, guys. And for that, the Scum and Villainy crew, we're out. Peace.